you're so blessed to have a lineage both back and forward that's named. And I know that there are many people watching that have that sense of being bereft of ancestors. What would you share?
Oh, I love this one because you know what? I love working with young ones. I always make a point, no matter where I travel, no matter where I go, if I'm at Omega, if I'm at one of the other retreats and this stuff globally, wherever it's in the world, I always make, or at least really try to make an effort to speak with children.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, I'll give you one example. I was out at the East Coast. I'm at the UN, and I go upstate New York, and there's a lot of retreat centers and up here. And I always try to stop in a school, and so they'll find a school, and kids are so wonderful, right? They're wonderful. So they're really, really curious about me. Of course, you know, because they're curious about my hats. They're curious about who I am. And a lot of the kids will go, "Where are you from?" And, you know, and so I love that because for the mere reason, then I have to introduce them because I have to remind them that my culture is hidden. We're
Yes.
hidden in plain sight. And can it be good? Maybe. Can it be bad? Absolutely. So then we talk about and how we make that connection. Because what happens sometimes is a majority of the people, majority of the globe is shamed to think one language, is shamed to think one thought, is shamed to think one direction. And not everybody, the majority of the globe did not speak English, nor did the majority of the globe eat hamburgers. You know, we talk about their ancestries, and I always say to them, "Well, where are you from?" And they'll go, "Ah, New Jersey." "No, really, where are you from?" And they'll go, "New Jersey." And I'm thinking, "Oh, well," I said, "you know, what's your ancestry?" Someone will go, "Well, I'm Italian and I'm German." I'm saying, "Well, and I think you must be over by Italy and German." "Oh, nope, we're not. I just live right over here 2 blocks." So I'm thinking, oh, you know, I said, the innocent of these children, I said, yes, you do live there, but you got to remember
Mm,
your grandparents and grandparents and grandparents came from someplace. So what you need to remember is, oh my gosh, what did their gardens look like? What was the fruitfulness of their essence and their beings? You know, where is that taste? Where is that imprint? And they just light up and they go, I don't know. And I said, well, maybe you should think about it. But the other thing too is I can say to you, Mino Gesep, which means good morning, or Anin, which means hello. How many can you say good morning or hello in your language? And they're raising their hands and they're raising their hands, right? They're just adorable. And they'll say, good morning. And I said, no, in your language. So then you know what happens? You see a lot of the children that are transplants within their families are transplants within probably the last 10 years. You can see their little hands starting raising slowly and stuff. And then,
oh,
you know, so then what happens is they start talking because they have a hard time talking English. And so they're saying, and and I said, wonderful. See what you two have in common. They are so blessed, and you should never, ever fear your language, fear your foods, fear your outerwear. See, you're curious because I wear my hats. I'm a day one. I said I sit at a very high level within who we are as a people. And people know that of me. I cover my third eye. I have to stay centered. So never fear. And I said, kids, when you see somebody that doesn't look like you, they come with culture. And you too could come with culture. And then, so that's what we really talk about. And when people say, I really don't know who I am, I have to say, you do. Because here's the other part of our creation story. Is when you come from the stars or wherever your belief system may be, is that when your spirit is in this body is a library of DNA. It has the beginning of time in you because water carries memory. Indigenous people always knew it, but it was just within probably the last 12 years, it became a scientific fact. So And that's what I say to them is you embrace yourself. And because one of the biggest things is we ourselves will culture shame ourselves more than anybody else because we have that fear in us. But mind you, that fear comes from the pit of your stomach where we believe the center of our universe is where spirit lives within our body. We don't do it in our mind because the mind gets you in trouble. Because you wouldn't say, oh gosh, he or she is really good looking. You know, I think they're going to be, you know, my soulmates forever. No, you get it in the pit of your stomach and they make you nervous. And oh gosh, you just have all these beautiful feelings in you. And it's the opposite. The same as if you see danger coming, you don't go, oh, I think this is going to be dangerous. You stop because it hits you in the pit of your stomach because it doesn't feel good. So we talk a lot about that. So you know, and we always say too, people will say, oh, I have a deja vu or I have a million and one spirits in me. They're absolutely right because they carry all the DNA of their ancestors. And we always say, there's some places when I go in the world that I know I've never been, but I know it. I even know some of the markings. But I know that might be a grandfather that might have been in the military back then and screaming inside of me, granddaughter, I was here. See this, you know, where it comes up of a memory of kind of like, I've been here before. So we embrace that. So when you feel you have no clue of your lineage line of where you're coming from, all it does was starts with one little cue with that gratitude in the morning to say, if you've got 7 lineage lines in you, learn just how to say hi. You know, just kind of think about and let your mind wonder and see. Because the beauty of mixture of cultures and this stuff, it's in you. And when you discover this, and when you really, really see their journeys, all these passages, these pathways from hundreds of years ago, and to feel their pain and to feel their joy, to congregate, to know that you are you stem from so much love, and there's so much information that you're just a gift every day, unwrapping the wonders that was passed on for you from your ancestors.